the last episode, you all must have watched that we had visited a company where we actually seen the production processes and with the perspective of how do we make the different designs and the different models. Where today, with my two partner, Professor Vidya Desai, we are at a company which will be further introduced and heard. Here we are going to understand all about the management perspective, and let's get started. Over to you, Professor Vidya.
Welcome all to the second episode of Virtual Industrial Trip. In the last time we have visited a production plant, and today we all are here at a company called SLTL, which is Sarjanal Laser Technology Limited. The company is producing laser machines. They are the first manufacturer of laser cutting machines who has received more than 26 awards for laser manufacturing. They have also received Prime Minister's Manufacturer Award, Innovation Award. They have received a Best Brand Award in 2019. They have taken more than 25 patents and exporting their machines to more than 30 countries. Isn't it amazing? For a management student, you guys are going to learn a fantastic management lessons of international business, marketing, B2B, and even the HR handling of the company. So, follow me guys. Today, me and my tour partner Kinjal, we both are going to ask many questions to the promoter of the company, employees of the company, and also to the HR perspective. We are going to learn many lessons in the visit. Let's get started.
A phrase that subtly reflects our ambition, a vision to bring transforming technologies to the world and drive the solutions for countless lives. An initiator that has been driving paradigm shift in industrial laser, gems and jewelry, medical, RF and microwave, renewable energy. We are Sarjanal Laser Technology Limited. The journey of absolute excellence began in 1989 by our visionary founder Dr. Arvind Patel, with a few people and a passion in abundance. We envisioned to invent revolutionary technologies with one purpose: to extend solutions across the spectrum. Just like in the hearts of our customers, we are located in the capital of Gujarat, Gandhinagar. The experience of 3 decades in numbers, first fiber laser cutting machine in the world, 6+ manufacturing units, 25 patents, 10,000+ installations, 30+ countries covered, and yes, a government-approved R&D facility. The manufacturing and management processes are what it takes to be the leader across the domain. We are an ISO certified company and follows 5S, Kanban, Six Sigma, Kaizen, lean management and quality management systems. As an outcome of this strict quality control, the elegance reflects on each system we make. We are a trusted associates to research institutions since years. We have contributed to the hugely successful mission like Chandrayaan. Our pride lies in making India proud. Adored by the customers, honored by the world. As the mark of our sensational acknowledgement so far, we have received Dr. Vikram Sarabhai Award, Best Workplace, 5 national awards, 2 Best MSME awards, 2 R&D and Innovation awards, 3 Quality and Manufacturing Excellence awards, 2 Entrepreneurship awards, Best Electronic Industry and Best Workplace award and counting. The flag bearer of many ingenious systems, a true trailblazer that has been making its own ways across the industries, from standard to highly customizable laser machines for cutting, marking, welding, hardening, cladding, and micromachining applications. Our purpose is to make solutions that utilize the least manpower yet attain an accurate result. Keeping this purpose at center of our product line, we offer solutions across all the strata, matching diversified manufacturing needs. The solution that has been identified after an in-depth analysis of production need, lot many tests and experiments, gems and jewelry. We are the pioneers of diamond industry, and we have proliferated the industry with our one-in-kind diamond processing solutions. Our laser systems have blown the winds of automation revolution in this field. As a result, manual work has been substantially eliminated. With our R&D efforts at its best, we engineered one-stop solutions to convert a rough diamond into the polished one. Renewable energy. Masterclass solar thermal solution that channelizes the heat exactly as required. A crucial liquid heating system that works incredibly across many kinds of plants and enhances the operation magnificently. Radio frequency and microwave. A superior isolation is what our system capably delivers that allows great measurability. We offer radio frequency and microwave solutions to identify the measurements perfectly. Medical. A manufacturing of US patented design coronary stent and PTCA balloons in class 100 and class 10,000. The company has dedicated in-house R&D department approved by DSIR, Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, acknowledged by DST, Department of Science and Technology. In order to comply with international standards of the products, medical division in varied manufacturing and QC activity, instructions and corresponding standards. A true companion to the customers. We don't sell machines, we form a relationship with each of our customers and be with them. Before they buy, while they buy, after they buy, for eternity. Empowering innovation, empowering people.
So hello everyone, now let's get inside to the India's largest manufacturing plant and let's have a look at it. So, partner, let's get started.
SLTL company, the fantastic visit that we have conducted with SLTL, and on behalf of all of you, I am going to ask a few questions from the management perspective with the young dynamic promoter of SLTL who has achieved more than 26 awards, more than 25 patents, and they are exporting in more than 30 countries. Isn't it a fantastic job that they are doing? So on behalf of all of you, I am just asking few questions, sir. Mr. Maulik Patel, the Executive Director of SLTL, he is a second generation entrepreneur of the organization. Sir, please share your experience with us as entrepreneur.
So, first of all, thank you for the introduction. I started in 2009, as I said, as you rightly said, that being a second generation entrepreneur. Dr. Arvind Patel, who is the chairman and managing director of the company, he established this organization, and we have a couple of verticals within this organization. So when I joined, I was responsible for domestic sales for industrial vertical, and from domestic sales, till 2016, I was taking care of domestic sales. So there was a team of 4 people. Now we've recruited almost 30 people in the domestic sales, and then it has been expanding pretty well. And now I'm responsible for international business. After 2016, now there is an international team as well, which is working on it. And I'm now also partially taking care of somewhat other verticals also. So which includes medical as well as diamond processing.
Fantastic, sir. Fantastic. Sir, can you just share your opinion, your journey, and your strategies that you have prepared for your international business? Because you are exporting and you are handling operations of more than 30 countries.
See, international business, it looks complicated, but it's not so. We have to strategize in terms of emerging market or a developed market. So basically, it's pretty simple in a way. And we have a vision where we want to go to 100 countries by 2025.
Oh wow!
So that is our vision, and that's how we are working towards it. So yeah, we have filtered down certain countries where there are developed nations like US, Canada, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand that are also in our portfolio, and European and UK also. And there are some developing nations like Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, as well as neighboring countries of India, and Middle East and African nations as well. Also, I would say South American countries as well. So basically, we want to, as I said, we want to be present in 100 countries, and whatever is required. So we have a very specific approach on tapping to those countries. We say we have to be global. So present be global, but act local. So that's what is our kind of mantra.
In international business, we call it transnational strategy. So a pressure of both the things that you are handling, global and local.
Yes.
Fantastic. So that is why maybe the goal is here.
Yes.
And all the countries are here.
Dots everywhere. It should be.
Guys, you can see the goal. Okay. So for B2B marketing, so what are your segments and how you identify your right segment for that?
See, that's a very typical question. When it comes to laser applications, one of the challenge kind of an advantage what we have is let's say as laser application, it is being catering to almost every segment of life, whether it's starting from your clothes to button to watch to automotive industry to jewelry industry to any engineering goods, wherever there is any kind. So let's say one of the application is laser marking. Okay, so laser marking is widely used into automotive for traceability for the batch number or barcode. So in simplified, if I talk about, let's say in old times, ancient times, there was like kettles. All those kettles used to be identified with some mark, right? So whether whose kettle is this, right? So the identification was there. Same thing in any of the component, any engineering component requires identification. So every industry, whether it's jewelry, whether it's automotive, whether it's aerospace, whether it's defense, or general engineering, or even pharma, right? Everywhere there is traceability requirement. So we as a company, we have that leverage and advantage that, we are able to cater to almost every segment of the industry. So one segment would be very difficult to define. But yes, as a company, because the applications of lasers are so vast that we are able to cater multiple industries.
But in marketing, we always say one thing: when you don't have a particular segment, your tasks become more difficult.
Yes, it is.
So, what are your marketing strategies then, and
So,
how do you market your product?
See, we have to identify. Let's say, if I talk about just to simplify it, let's say automation. Okay, so every industry requires some kind of automation. So there are, we define that there is three kinds of automation: low level, mid level, and high level. So we are basically focusing on a mid and a high level of automation. We are not more focused on the low level of automation. So wherever there is high volume, high productive, high demanding jobs, our major focus is there, because there are a couple of other companies also, but we focus where. So let's say, to give an example, bearing industry. Bearing industry, it runs on a line production. So from machining to ball, assembling, and then laser marking, and then packaging. So if laser is down due to any reason, any XYZ reason, then entire line production will get hampered, right? So the cost of laser, even if it's cheap, it will be hampering the entire line. Okay, they'll be losing more money than the cost of the machine itself. So it's very important that whatever equipment they procure has to be really high reliability, with very high reliability as well as high productive. So we fall into that category where, as a company, we have been building very high-end systems which are very reliable and robust.
Okay.
So our focus as a strategy has always been that create a product where it is solid and robust for an industrial application.
Fantastic. That should be fantastic. Basically, we have seen the presentation initially about that you are working on national projects like railway and other things. So, can you just throw some light on that?
So, because of this, it's a good thing that this new government is having a lot of initiative of Atmanirbhar Bharat.
Yes.
And that is bringing a lot of I would say noise into the market for whether it's railways or defense or aerospace. So these are the three new segments, and they have termed it as sunrise segments.
Okay.
So yes, we are working on that. So as a company, we have developed certain solutions for Indian Railways as well. So some solutions have been directly applied to the government companies like ICF, RCF, or MCF. Certain solutions are the vendors of Indian Railways, and so basically our or I would say customers are the tier 1 customers. So those who are vendors to railways. So those are all our customers. So railways is there, then aerospace and defense is also one of our customers.
Great.
Since you have just mentioned about Atmanirbhar Bharat and looking at the goal to conquer the globe, I have a question. How do you deal with the competitors, going internationally as well and working in national level market too?
See, dealing with competitors, of course, competition brings a lot of challenge and also brings innovation. So, as the competition is many times healthy and many times unhealthy, okay, so it depends how you look at it. Now, suppose competitors, so as I said, local or globally being local, where every individual country or let's say if I talk about India is a very price sensitive market where there are all segments of customer. We have top-notch high-end customers as well as kind of a bottom of the pyramid customer. I would say SMEs, small and medium enterprise. So we as a company, we have our mission to cater to almost all segments of the industry. So we are also producing products which are going into SMEs, which are going into MSMEs, and which are also going into large organizations. So as a company, we are not just catering to one particular segment of the industry. So it is helping us in terms of countering our competition as well, in a better way. We have products which are competing to Chinese goods. We have products which are competing to European goods. So we have created products which are competing to both of these segments.
So as per the market, you need to change the strategies, right?
Yes.
I guess you have more than 1,000 employees.
Right now I think it's around 600.
Okay.
Total 600 employees are there.
So because of the COVID situation and the pandemic situation, does it has created any problem in the like on your employees and motivation level of them?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we utilize
Because of the energetic leader, dynamic leader.
I don't know about that. I know probably they would be knowing it better than me. But I think what we did is like during lockdown time, we utilized our time in training them.
Okay.
So all those soft skills, once I think the first week was pretty idle, but I think the second week we started training them on communication skills, email writing, soft skills. All the different kinds of soft skills had been taken care. Also, all of our HODs were working towards training or team building exercise. So we had utilized lockdown in a very constructive manner. So it has helped us.
So looking from the HR perspective, you are not only focused on conquering the globe or going with the, dealing with the competition, but also taking care of the employees, which is one of the most important factors.
Definitely, it is very important. We consider employees as our teammates and they are our asset.